Hey guys, it's me, Freddy Pop Collector, and if you read the title, you'll know that today we're talking about the top 10 best FNAF character voices. Last week I did a video on the top 5 worst ones in my opinion, and I got a pretty mixed reaction. Some people agreed with me, some people didn't, so we'll see how this one goes. I don't think we really need any other introduction besides that, so let's just jump right into it. First of all, I want to mention 2 honorable mentions that I really was considering putting on the list, but eventually I just found other characters that I found I liked the voices more of, and that's Nightmare Freddy and Withered Chica. Both of these characters got their voices in Ultimate Custom Night, and I think both of them work really well for their designs and just their personalities in general. Nightmare Freddy is one of my favorite characters because of his voice. I think it's really intimidating and it really fits his design well. I also really like the voice filter, same with Withered Chica. So those 2 are 2 honorable mentions. Let's move on to the top 10. Coming in at number 10 is the only one that I could see being kind of controversial, and that's Funtime Foxy. Funtime Foxy got his voice in Ultimate Custom Night, and it's kinda interesting. His voice filter sounds like a stage announcer, and I think that really fits with his design. This voice is definitely not what I expected it to be in Ultimate Custom Night, and I think that's why I like it so much. I like it, I love the direction it was going for. I don't really have anything else to say beyond I really like it. I really don't have a reason for it, again, which is why I think it's kind of controversial. I don't really have a reason to say, yes, I like this one because I just really enjoy it. So Funtime Foxy's voice comes in at number 10. Let's move on to number 9. Coming in at number 9 is actually the mascot of my channel, Rockstar Freddy. It's so amazing that Ultimate Custom Night was able to give personality to characters who didn't previously have one, and Rockstar Freddy is a perfect example. In FNAF 6, he was basically just an empty shell, nothing really to say or do, but in Ultimate Custom Night, he was given so much personality. My favorite part about this voice, though, is how you can tell he gets more and more angry when he asks for the coins in his voice. You can tell the switch in his voice by the tone. He starts off happy and just asking very politely, and then he gets more serious, starts saying less words, and just saying, please deposit 5 coins. So Rockstar Freddy comes in at number 9. Let's move on to number 8. Coming in at number 8 is Baby and Scrap Baby. I put them in the same spot because they have the same voice actor, the same type of voice, so there's really no point. Baby and Scrap Baby's voice is really creepy. I think that's why I like it. I think it's one of the creepiest voices out of all of them. It's got a very menacing and threatening undertone. I'll play a few voice lines so you can understand what I'm talking about.
Pizzeria. I don't think it was ever used. At least not the way it was meant to be used.
So yeah, I think you get the picture. Baby's voice actor is really good. I really like the voice overall. So Circus Baby's voice comes in at number 8. Let's move on to number 7. Coming in at number 7 is actually the only mediocre melody that made it on the list, being Nedbear. Nedbear's voice is very focused on comic relief, and I really like that. His voice is one of the few ones that actually are funny. I think Toy Freddy and Pig Patch try to do this as well, but I think Nedbear pulls it off the best out of all of them. I'm also pretty sure he's the only one with a country accent, so his voice automatically stands out. So Nedbear comes in at number 7. A few people might be mad that I put it higher than Baby, but that's just my opinion. Please guys, feel free to tell me your opinion in the comments below, whether you agree with mine or not. I'm really curious to see if we agree on anything. So Nedbear comes in at number 7. Let's move on to number 6. Coming in at number 6 is Nightmare. His voice once again was first introduced in Ultimate Custom Night. Actually, I think his voice is one of the very few that came back in a future game, being FNAF VR. His voice can be heard in the Nightmare level in Night Terrors, and it definitely adds to the creepiness of that level. The voice overall is really good, how it's all distorted and glitchy. It's really creepy. His voice lines are some of the creepiest of the entire franchise, I think. And yeah, honestly, it's just one of my favorites. So Nightmare comes in at number 6. Let's move on to the top 5. Coming in at number 5 is Jaco Cheetah. This one is actually one I didn't like in the beginning. Similar to some of the other nightmares, Jaco Cheetah's voice is really distorted. I think the distorted voices really add to the creepiness, and this one's just one of my favorites. Also, all of Jaco Cheetah's voice lines have to do with fire, because get it, she's a jack-o'-lantern, a very funny joke. If Jaco Cheetah ever gets into FNAF AR, I really hope that they bring back her voice actor or just recycle her old voice, because it's definitely one of my favorites. I was really having trouble whether to put this one or number 3 higher, you'll see in a minute, but coming in at number 4 is Withered Bonnie. Withered Bonnie, like most characters on this list, got his voice in Ultimate Custom Night. I've got to say, out of all the voice-filtered animatronics, because there's two types of animatronics, there's voice-filter animatronics and just normal human-talking animatronics. Out of all the voice-filtered animatronics, though, this one is definitely by far my favorite. Whoever came up with this idea of this filter deserves a medal, because this one is just perfect, I think, for his overall design, how it's all withered, so it makes sense that the voice box was damaged, and he also makes puns about his face, which I think is hilarious. If there's one voice I could bring back for FNAF AR when they add a new character, it would definitely be Withered Bonnie, because we got Mangle's voice actor from Ultimate Custom Night for Mangle, and then we also got Toy Freddy's voice actor for Toy Freddy, so it seems like they're getting returning voice actors for the old voices. I've heard a few people say that they don't like this voice, and I can kinda see why. It's a little bit hard to understand, but I think that that's what really makes it interesting. Tell me how you guys feel about Withered Bonnie's voice in the comments. I've seen about a 50-50 split. Some people either love it or some people either hate it, so tell me what you guys think. Coming in at number 3 for Best FNAF Voice is Mangle. Mangle's voice was introduced in Ultimate Custom Night, and it's pretty funny as well because it has a mixture of a girl and a boy tone. This voice is about what I expected when it first came out. It has a mixture of a boy and a girl tone, as well as being a little bit distorted because Mangle's a little bit broken, but not really, not as bad as Withered Bonnie or anything like that. I just noticed this just now, but all the one you shouldn't have killed voices from Ultimate Custom Night are on this list. I don't know why I like those so much. All of them are really good, but Mangle's voice is by far my favorite. So Mangle's voice comes in at number 3. Let's move on to number 2. Coming in as runner-up is Funtime Freddy. I feel like Freddy and Baby are the two most iconic voices in the series. From their respective game sister location, that was the first game with voice acting, and I feel like Funtime Freddy is definitely one of the most popular. Kellen voices Fredbear from Ultimate Custom Night, and as well as Molten Freddy from FNAF 6. I guess you could technically put him here as well, but this listing is more focused on Funtime Freddy than anything. The voice for Funtime Freddy gives his character so much personality, and that's what makes for a good voice in my opinion. For example, from sister location, Funtime Foxy didn't have a voice, and he was one of the more forgettable characters in that game, but because he got a voice in Ultimate Custom Night, she became a lot more memorable. So coming in second place is Funtime Freddy. Let's move on to the number 1 best voice of all time. Coming in at number 1 is Nightmare Fredbear from Ultimate Custom Night. This was actually the very first voice we heard from the game because it was actually in the trailer, and I think this is one of Scott's favorite voices too because he obviously chose this one for the trailer for a reason, and that's because I think it's one of his favorites as well. Of course, a person's favorite voice varies from person to person, but I think we can agree that Nightmare Fredbear's voice is one of the best in the entire series. I really like the filter, the overall voice lines are great, and just the voice actors did a great job. Everything's just so good on this voice. I really wish this one returned for VR. I don't know why it didn't and Nightmare Yones did. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. Nightmare Fredbear's voice is my favorite voice of all time, and that's why it comes in at number 1. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Also, thank you guys so much for almost 14,000 subscribers. If you haven't noticed, I'm trying to be on a more consistent uploading schedule, maybe around 4 or 5 videos a week. That's a lot more than normal, but here lately I've just had a lot more motivation to do videos, and you guys seem really to enjoy them, which really makes me happy. Thank you guys so much for watching again. Like and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.